I got big tidbits. You are listening to Tidbits. And what is this tidbit about? Love and sex in quarantine.
With this particular point of time, it's more of, having it online, like, just indulging in sexting.
We should just wait for some time until the flu or cold passes because that's what one should do.
This is in regard to home quarantine or otherwise. I think either way, if I could indulge in any sexual activity, that would be foreplay and sex.
Looks like quarantine is not only testing our patience, but it's also testing our relationships, especially with your bae. I mean, heard of the divorce rates increasing in China? So it's not difficult to be so close to your partner during quarantine, but it's also difficult to be away from them. Having said this, isolation is turning out quite beneficial for many. For all the me time and discovering new hobbies, it's great. But this conversation is definitely swinging both ways. I mean, the struggle is real both ways.
Hi, I'm Karishma. I'm from Kolkata. Recently, what I did with my boyfriend is that I was telling him to let's do something, like let's start cooking for each other, some shit like that. So we thought that okay, we'll start cooking, and then once the quarantine is over, we would cook lunch for each other. Like one day he'll cook for me, and then the other day I'll cook for him. Like all stupid things that you can talk about, or then possibly video call each other, and then we were playing psych together the other day. So that's only how you can love each other.
Hi, my name is Shrishti and I'm from Bombay. My partner lives with his family really, really far away from me at this point, especially since the metro and the trains have been canned. And I mean, he lives in Chambers, so for him, the metro is the only way that keeps my love alive with him. And now that he really can't travel to see me, it's going to be tough. But yeah, we kind of do a call every morning when we wake up. That's a part of both our quarantine routines. And we make a call to each other at the end of the day, which is like basically my work day since I'm working from home. He works in the film industry, so he's mostly not doing much at home, but we keep in touch all day on the phone. In the night, oftentimes I end up watching a movie and he's also watching a movie, so we have like FaceTime dates of that sort, or we kind of try and keep each other as mentally charged as possible, even if we aren't physically being able to meet each other.
Hi, this is Zara from Mumbai. So, right now that we're quarantined, it's really boring. But we, just to keep the relationship alive, we indulge in like a few fun activities like playing games together or like Snapchat games or like, on Instagram, sending cute things. And there are a lot of fun games to play that, you can play with your partner if you're quarantined. So, yeah, we do play games and like have fun activities. We also send quizzes to each other.
I choose to go anonymous. Love in the time of quarantine for us has been pretty much the same because we're people who usually are at home over the weekends together watching movies or doing our individual things and just like spending time together quietly in our homes. So it's not really affected us much. Only thing I can say is because we're together more, it's not rushed. There's no rush in like, oh, we have to do this or we have to do that. We're just taking our time and doing things because we know we have that time with each other.
Hi, I'm Nitija and I'm 27 years old. The definition of love has truly changed for us in times of home quarantine. Being earlier, we used to spend a lot of time together, posts at our work, and then we used to come home and then we used to chill and communicate and stuff. Vis-a-vis now being, even though we are physically sitting just like a few distance away from each other on the same table, the communication is very less as we are very preoccupied with our work and stuff. So the definition of love has truly changed in the time of quarantine.
My name is Anya Sharma from Mumbai. Pretty different, honestly, because there's a very, very vast change of lifestyle. When you're seeing somebody every day and then suddenly it's just your phone. Everybody's experiencing that for a change.
Not so difficult for those couples who have already been in a long distance before or even right now. For me, talk to my boyfriend about the miseries of a long distance relationship. Matlab, from one suburb to the other corner of Mumbai city is quite a trip to take to meet each other and then get it on. Oof.
Hi, I'm Shikha from Pune. So actually, I've always kind of been in a long distance with my boyfriend. So it's really not that difficult for us because we're very used to this. So even though we're quarantined or like we have a flu or a cold, like obviously I'm not with him right now. So there's no physical intimacy at all.
Yes, I mean, physical intimacy is something people tussle with during quarantine. So, how can you keep the love flowing?
See, physical intimacy is something you do not indulge in every day, but in situations like quarantine, obviously it's going to be months where we are going to go without having any physical intimacy. So at this particular point of time, it's more of, having it online, like, just indulging in sexting.
If I could resort to any sexual activity, that would just be foreplay and then sex.
And it's even more worrisome when one has a cold or a flu. I mean, it can get scary, especially when the consequences are so severe.
My partner and I don't handle physical intimacy very well if we have a cold or a flu. If we have a cold, oftentimes we kind of do maintain social distance, which is not too difficult since we were in a long distance for almost 4 years. So, like a couple of days of not meeting each other doesn't really bother us too much, even though now we live in the same city. But yeah, I mean, if it's like a flu which is going on since a while, then we will eventually end up meeting and like sometimes the other person catches it, or oftentimes we just will sit really far away or like maintain hygiene so we don't pass it on to each other. So it's not difficult because of the long distance relationship that we have already had to deal with. So we are pretty well equipped to deal with social distancing from each other during times of sickness.
When either of us have a flu or a cold, we try to stay away from each other as much as possible. But if we happen to be together and meet, it's really not something that we can avoid. So we do end up getting intimate and end up transferring the flu or cold to each other.
So I'm still a virgin. So I don't think that obviously I can wait because I want to wait. So that's not an issue for me.
Wait for some time until the flu or cold passes because that's what one should do. But yes, obviously, waiting that long is not really possible. So yeah, sometimes, and I do end up passing it on.
The way I would handle physical intimacy if either me or my partner has a flu would be quite restricted. I would just keep it up to a peck on the cheek or a simple hug and not go all the way and have sex.
So, I get that not everyone is sexually driven or very sexually driven. It's totally normal for people who are almost asexual, to just not even want it for a while.
I guess I've heard that once you have sex, it's you have this constant urge to do it again. But I guess that's difficult. But when you're like long distance, then obviously you can't do anything about it. So I'm not too into sex. I mean, I can go without it like for quite a bit. It's not like I need to do it every day or something. So yeah, I can go without it like for 15 days or so.
If I can't resort to any kind of sexual activity because I'm under a very bad flu, which especially given the current situation, I'd definitely be alone and I'd resort to something that I can just do by myself. Like, I really genuinely enjoy reading books. So I'm just going to catch up on a whole lot of that or TV shows. There are so many more websites that we can explore and there's so much content available out there. I'll probably learn something new, pick up a topic, research about it. Even regarding work, it gives you some time to sit and really think and reflect on how you're working, what you're doing and where you want to go.
Honestly, anything of that sort is not possible right now. Everybody knows that because everybody is quarantined at their houses or homes, but mainly. So otherwise, we're kind of at the stage where we're exploring different things. Maybe just talking to each other about everything that is happening. Birthday leke sham tak, everything that is happening. Your basic things. You're just talking. I mean, you're telling that person everything. You're getting to know that person better. Somehow I feel like when you're sharing stuff and when you're not physical in a way, you're more attached mentally, honestly.
See, if at all I am indulging in masturbating or wanking, then probably I could go long without sex. But without all of these given circumstances, I think probably 2 weeks.
Yes, I mean, you can totally resort to self pleasure. But I think this quarantine really puts to test the compatibility between you and your partner. I mean, can the relationship actually survive social distancing?
So this time is basically testing us a lot. So it's telling you if you are really compatible because we're isolated and we're alone and like we have a lot of time worry about the things that we normally don't because now that we have all this free time we think about each other and like.
But sometimes this quarantine like situation is also essential for you to actually figure out what you want. Because if you don't figure out what you want personally, like as an individual, you won't really understand what you want from the other person. So this quarantine situation has actually helped me figure out what I actually want, given me my space and my time to think about, what I want to do alone first, and then go ahead and share those thoughts and those moments with my partner, maybe.
So it's totally about not just to take care of ourselves, but also to take care of people around us. If you really love them, stay away from them. I know that sounds absurd, but that's what the situation demands right now. Having said that, we can still build on and strengthen our bonds even during social distancing with our endeavor to keep us and our relationships healthy.
It's time I find another hot topic to make you uncomfortable with. Catch the Tidbits podcast on Hauterfly every Wednesday.
Stay safe and don't forget to use that sanitizer. But if you're willing to share your sex and love wild stories during quarantine, all you have to do is write to us at thehauterfly@gmail.com and we are sure to feature it if you also choose to go anonymous. Stay tuned.